Hey you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're gonna be talking a little bit more about something more serious, a lot more serious. I'm gonna be talking about how I found confidence in my loneliness, and I feel like this can sometimes be an uncomfortable topic to talk about because I feel like a lot of motherfuckers don't want to admit that they're lonely. And I don't say that in a harsh way, because bitch, I'm telling you right now, I have spent a lot of time being lonely, and I've spent a lot of time with myself. That are two completely different things. I'm gonna firstly start by saying that it is so important to love yourself, and it's not just some stupid shit that people say in movies, like before you do decide to go and love someone else. But I also think that you can find that, you know, while still being with someone. There's just a certain recipe that I feel like you need to use while doing this, because too much of something is gonna make that recipe bad, vice versa. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So I think it's so important for you to have love for yourself, and it's very important to not be too hard on yourself at times. I'm just gonna tell you guys straight up, honestly, a little bit about my experience with loneliness. This has nothing to do with a breakup. Let's just put that out there. My loneliness came from a place of I feel like it had a lot to do with my mental health, and I feel like it had a lot to do with my environment, and I feel like it had a lot to do with lack of you know, financial stability. So with that being said, I'm gonna say that in my position, this has nothing to do with like breakup. No, we're not talking about none of that. We're talking about us today. This is gonna be all about you, yourself, your person. My loneliness kind of crept up on me over time, and I feel like it kind of ate me away to the point where when I would not want to smoke alone, girl, I would not want to go be alone and just like watch YouTube videos. I hated doing that. I did not want to sit and listen to a song alone. I didn't want to just be alone with myself. Honestly, at the time, I think it was very scary to be alone with myself, just because of all of the self-negative talk that was going on in here, in this lovely brain of mine. And I feel like that kind of really subjected me to some social anxiety, to for real, like some social anxiety, some just a lot of mental health issues that later on, you know, I have gotten some help for it now, but back then I had no confidence, definitely. And like I said, the way that I viewed myself was so negative that, y'all, I just didn't want to be friends with myself. I didn't want to listen to myself. I didn't want to like say something with confidence, and I definitely didn't want to reach out to somebody first to be their friend type of thing. I would always wait for people to do that for, you know, to me, you know, initiate that. But luckily things have changed, and I'm gonna be telling you guys how I did that, because it was a hell of a fucking ride. It was very hard, not easy at all, and it was very eventful, if you want to say that. Honestly, I think it was just so necessary that now I realize that the confidence I have attained today came from those low moments that I remember. Like, I still don't have nobody, you guys. I don't have friends. I don't really want friends. And I'm gonna tell you guys that, you know, there was a time in my life where I feel like that's something that I needed. As a mother now, I just feel like the people are just getting more and more wilder every day. I just feel like for me, that's not a priority. You know, yes, I'm open to, you know, having acquaintances, but girl, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I have somebody I talk to on a daily that like we are like this, because it's just, that's not a thing. I don't have that, because my focus is elsewhere. I feel like when you're young, I'm 19, you guys, when you're at that age, I feel like life should be about making friends and all that stuff. But when you're a mom at 19, it's not like you can't have that. It's just like your priorities switch up. You only want people that are going to be lifelong around you because you have a kid now. You know, you want to be very careful with who you do hang out with, because sometimes they're not the best people. And I feel like for me, when I became homeless, if you guys have seen my other videos, I just kind of cut off everybody. And it's not like I even had anybody, like I said, to begin with. Just kind of like acquaintances. You know, it's not like we hung out every day type of thing. And friends don't even have to do that. But I just wouldn't say that no one really knew me, is what I'm saying. Like, no one really knew me like how I knew myself with going through all of the lonely periods of the life that I have gone through, okay? And, you know, there would be times where I would be forced to just be like, you know, I want to smoke. Oh, well, I don't have anybody, so we're gonna go do it alone. And eventually, it kind of just became like I started laughing at my own jokes. I started thinking that the videos were funny. I started loving the fact that when I wanted to go do something, I didn't have to, you know, work things out with somebody else first to see if they were interested in doing that. Nope, I gotta do that by myself because I was the one making the decisions, you know, and I became very comfortable with myself, almost like to the point where I guarded my energy, and I still do to this day, but I guarded my energy so much so that all I wanted was to just be alone. So then we got ourselves into a little bit of an isolation period, okay? And that was not very good for me, but it was, and I'll tell you why. Because I had a lot of self-reflection that I had done, and I had found out that this whole time I just needed me. Like, out of everybody in the world, I needed me most. Like, I'm the one who has to sit here and, you know, deal with myself every day. So we're gonna have to get to know this bitch, is what I was like going through at the time. And I did. I thought, you know what, Chloe, like, you know, you've been through some shit, but you're not mean. There was a time where, like I said, I wanted to be isolated. So I started kind of just not wanting to be around anybody. And that kind of came off bitchy to some people. And, you know, I've worked those things out today. Like I said, I'm a new person. I not a new person, but I'm a better person. And I kind of, you know, I worked that out. And even though I isolated myself again, it had a negative outcome, but it also had a positive outcome. And the positive outcome from that, y'all, I feel like was just like I fell in love with myself, you know? And there's an art in that. There's something beautiful in falling in love with yourself that, like, there's something I see in me that I know no one else could ever see. And, you know, that goes for negative things too. Like, you know, sometimes I just criticize myself, and then I remember, like, wait, no, like, why are you doing that? Like, there's no reason to do that, because, you know, what you're thinking is just so negative. It's not true. Like there's no need for that. And I realized that once I spent so much time alone with myself, that I was actually falling in love with myself. I thought I was so funny. I think I'm mom. Like, I'm cool. I'm very understanding. I'm honest. You know, I'm shy, but I come to. I really just feel like I got to know myself. Like, I'm deep. You know, I'm not shallow. Like, I love to live life, and I love that. I got to experience that, because self-love is another type of love that I feel like there's something else about that kind of love that I wish everyone to experience. Because once you kind of bond with yourself and you fall in love with yourself, let's be real, things are gonna change, because no one is gonna be able to tell you, like, you know, make you feel like shit because of something they said. No one's gonna be able to tell you you're nothing, like none of that, because, you know, this carries you. You know what I mean? Like, so once you fall in love with yourself, I feel like that's the perfect recipe. I feel like knowing that you can reach the limits that you want to go for, you can go for those dreams. And I feel like it was so necessary for me to reach rock bottom to slowly elevate and evolve into my highest self. And I'm not even there yet, you guys. Like, I don't have all the clothes I want. I don't have all the shoes I want. I don't have all the money I want. I don't have all the makeup I want. I don't have all of everything that I want, basically, you know, for me. But I'm getting there. And you guys, when I do have all of those things, I'm just sitting here and I'm realizing how amazing it's going to be able to look back on those moments and think, you know what, I'm so blessed to where I am today, that I don't need to be worried about where I was then, but I do need to be thankful that what that has taught me will never leave me, and I will never leave you. So if anyone needs to hear this, and I feel like there's some people out there who might need to hear this, because shit, even I did, girl. Saying it out loud makes everything so much more, like, real. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want to keep it short and sweet like me. And I hope you guys tune in to more of my channel. I just want to do a quick little pop in, what's going on mentally, health-wise, on a real note. And if this helps you guys, leave a comment down below, leave a like, and definitely subscribe.